Hello guys, what is up? In this video, we are going to give you a comprehensive review on the Samsung Smart TV Series 4 32-inch. We're going to go break down physically what it looks like. As you can see here, we're going to go to the back to show you every plug, every port that it has, and we're going to go in depth with all the features, the pros and cons, and our honest opinion on this model. So let's get started. So when it comes to the power button or the analog button where you could use this to change your channel or change the volume, make it higher, make it lower, it's going to be here on this right hand corner here. Now for a lot of TVs for Samsung, it's either going to be here on the right, on the middle, or on the left hand side of the screen at the very bottom, right? So it serves as a power button, it serves for your soft resets if you need that, and it also serves as your manual control if you don't want to use your remote control. All right, so we are now on the back panel of this specific model. Now this is an entry level, this is one of the cheapest, one of the older models. It's being phased out incrementally. So as you can see, it has a bunch of options here. You have your two HDMI ports here, you have your USB port here, USB 3 I think. So you have only one. Most TVs, most smart TVs, Samsung or otherwise, only have one USB port, but most of the time they do have two HDMI ports, right? This is your one. If you have only one HDMI cable that you are going to use for maybe another monitor or your sound bar, you're going to use HDMI 1, right? Lastly, you have your power here. This is where you plug the power cord. On the other end, of course, it's going to be plugged on an outlet, right? You have your LAN port here if you don't want to use Wi-Fi, and I highly suggest if you have your router close to where you're going to put this TV, it is highly suggested, in my opinion, I'm using this for a while now. Wi-Fi here, even if your Wi-Fi is fast, is terrible, right? So a LAN cable is so much better, right? So this is the LAN cable. Next is this is going to be the digital audio out or optical cable. So this is something that you can push, right? We have a video on how to connect the cable here. This is mostly for sound, right? And then you have your antenna in, or this is going to be where your antenna, if you have an antenna, even if it's 2025, some people still have that. So it is an option. So it is something that you connect and then you screw, because there is some, like, I don't know what it's called, but like the screws, right? And then you have your video in, and then you have your audio out, in and out, right? So this is for VCAs or what. There's a lot of names now for the cable, but for the most part, if you've been alive and long enough, you've had a DVD player, a VCD player, a DVR at home. It's like the three cables. It's mostly yellow, red, and white. So these are all the cables for that, right? So this is where the video in is. This is the audio jack connection. So this is white for left, red for right. So this is it. Again, this is an older model. It does not have a satellite port. Newer models have it. It's usually in the top of the HDMI ports or somewhere in the middle here. But that is the physical attributes of this specific model. Again, this is the Samsung Series 4 32-inch. Most people have this because it's a budget model, but again, this is an older model. It's going to be phased out. It's very slow. All right, so now that we are done with the brief intro and showing you all the physical aspects of this specific model. Again, this is the Samsung TV Series 4 32-inch. This is an entry-level model, an older model. So for the most part, if you're on a budget, this is pretty much a Samsung TV that you will be having. Now, once you turn on your Samsung TV, the TV Plus option is going to be by default on. So some people might have this annoying. I know I'm annoyed by this when I first got this TV, but it's fine, it's whatever, right? So this is going to be the thing that you will be seeing for the first time. This is going to be your home screen. Now, before we dabble in it more in depth, I'm going to show you the remote. So this is going to be the remote that you're going to have with this TV. It's going to be the older type model. So as you can see, you have your numbers, you have your Netflix and Prime, let me focus that, there you go, Prime button over there, your home button, pretty much every button that you need You have a record button here too, if you have enough storage, which for this TV, not a good idea. Again, this is a decent TV, not the best TV. You have a source button over here too, which is pretty important. And again, volume, very, very, very basic. Not as sleek and not as minimalistic as the newer models when it comes to their remote control, right? So now that we're done with the remote, what you want to do is look towards, this is going to be your home screen first. You need to be signed in for this to function properly. You need to have your Samsung account on hand and make sure that it is, you're logged in pretty much, right? So this is another thing, is if it idles too much, your home screen will not be there a lot. It's gonna disappear. You just need to press the home button on your remote control over and over and over again, which is a bit of a pain in the butt, right? But as you can see here on the home screen, it's going to show your email, which is blurred for me, notification, and privacy choices. So again, that's the option. And here, this is going to be the apps that you have, right? This is default. I've added and installed apps over the past however long I've had this for a while for our videos. But by default, this is what you're going to see. You're going to have your Samsung TV Plus app here. You're going to have your Netflix, your Prime Video, Disney Plus, your Apple TV, YouTube, your gallery, and your internet. And again, you need to re-sign or re-log back in to access your gallery, and you need to have a PIN ready. Just nothing too serious. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 will do just fine. You're going to have your internet. So again, we're going to go back, and as you can see, certain parts or certain apps will have a trending or a kind of like sneak peek kind of window. So as you can see here, YouTube has it. Apple has the recommended list too. Disney Plus does not have it. Prime Video doesn't have it. Netflix, for some weird reason, sometimes it'll have it. Again, for the most part, it'll have it, but not all the time. As you can see, I'm waiting for it to load. It's not loading. But if you go back to Apple and YouTube, it's there, right? So again, that's pretty much it. All you need to do is click on whatever app you want. It's going to load up. There you go. It's going to show you. You need to be signed in, of course. I only have Netflix mobile because I don't really use it as much. But there you go. And this isn't just a Wi-Fi issue. It is fairly slow. It is. It just is, because it is an older model. So yeah, all you need to do is like using your remote, just sign in, right? Get started or sign in. There you go, right? And you'll be good to go when it comes to Netflix. And now we're gonna press again. It's very important. Just press the home button all the time to get out, or the exit button. It's gonna be the same thing, but home button is much better, in my opinion, much faster. There you go. So it's the same with other screens. YouTube is the same thing. If you click on YouTube, right? Let's wait for YouTube. There you go. You need to sign in, of course, but it's not an option. You can just watch as a guest, right? So just do that. And it's pretty much the same as watching YouTube on your tablet, smartphone, or laptop, or PC, right? You can just do the thing and just search for whatever you want to search for. So that is YouTube. Okay. And then another very interesting thing is their internet browser, because it does look like, let's just open it. It does look like Chrome, Firefox, like your big browsers, right? Let's wait for it to load. Again, this is fairly slow. I'm not gonna lie. Like newer models, it just pops up immediately. It's not an internet option. It is, well, that and this. So it has its own cursor. You can move the cursor. As you can see, I can't really move it right now because again, this is real time, guys. There you go. It's not moving. So this is good to catch because this does happen quite often for this TV, which is not really showing. Let's just reset that again. Another thing you need to understand is I just reset. Once you turn this off, you need a minute or two before you can just move it, because as you can see, I'm trying to move my arrow buttons on my remote. It's not moving because I just opened this again. So that's another con for this TV. Newer Samsung Smart TVs are great, right? Newer models, the more expensive ones are great. As you can see, I am really having a hard time right now So it's not really a good TV to have. If you're looking for a budget TV, the entry-level Samsungs are not good. You might just as well get, you know, a bigger TV and a bigger Android TV that's probably gonna cost you pretty much around the same amount, maybe a bit more expensive, maybe a couple hundred more expensive, or, you know, maybe $50-$60 more expensive, but it's going to be, well, bigger and faster, right? So again, let's click on the internet option. Let's wait for it to load. If it's going to load properly this time, it might, because again, you need to reset. If it's acting up, you need to reset. You need to do a soft restart. So let's wait for it to load. If it's going to load, there you go. It loaded properly. Now, to move your cursor, it's going to be your directional buttons, right? It's going to be your directional buttons, as you can see. It looks like Chrome, Firefox, Edge. So yeah, it works just like a computer. So, and it's more annoying because you don't really have a keyboard. You only have your mouse, right? Unless you attach a keyboard, which is, you know, it's whatever. So that is the internet option. Now we go to the apps page. So click apps page, right? Sometimes this acts up quite a lot. So what we need to know about the apps page is that the Samsung app page is one of the worst. It is not even 10% of the Google Play Store or Apple App Store. It's just not. It's very limited. It does have the most popular apps, so like all the top streaming platforms are there. YouTube is there, Spotify is there, and there are options here, right? There are options for video, sports, gaming, lifestyle, information, so on and so forth. But this is it. This is pretty much it, right? You don't really have any other way to install anything. I know for a fact that the newer models have a better library, but for this part, it's not worth getting. So this is the app page, right? When it comes to search, you know, searching for apps, let's do that right now. So here you're gonna have your keyboard where you can tap. This depends, right? Like if your Wi-Fi is strong enough and it's not acting up, it's going to be automatic, right? So if we search for Netflix, for example, as you can see, it is working right now because it is showing with only the letter M. But there are times, quite often, to be honest, where it's not working and you need to restart your television, which is annoying. If you keep on restarting your TV just to make it work, that TV is not worth it, right? So that is the search. Lastly, we are going to go with the settings. So the settings, pretty much the same for most TVs, even the newer ones. You have your e-manual or dynamic picture mode, standard sound mode, TV speakers, because that's what we have. This doesn't have game mode. Audio language, the same. Captions are off. Sleep timers are off. Connectivity, device care, and settings. So all settings is pretty much the same as just click on settings, right? And it's it's fine as is, but if you're looking for more modern or more updated options here, you won't be getting this, right? So I'm gonna show you one thing before we go. So one thing is the sound bar, the sound option, so the settings when it comes to the Bluetooth option. So sound mode, right? The standard. If you go to sound output, it says TV speaker because that's what we have. If you click on this, as you can see, I have Bluetooth speaker list installed or enabled, right? It's because I enabled it by going to the admin panel, which we have a few videos of that, so check that out. By default, this is not available. Bluetooth is not available for this. If you have a cheap Bluetooth router or Bluetooth connector or modem or whatever it is, the tiny one that you can connect, like kind of like a USB port, USB plug, right? Get the more expensive one because the cheaper one I've experienced does not work. You won't be able to connect whatever it is that you're connecting via Bluetooth, whether it's a speaker or whatnot. It's just not worth it, right? So again, this TV, 32-inch Series 4 Samsung, it is old. There's not a lot being sold right now, brand new. This is brand new, and even though it was brand new, it's still very icky in my opinion. So if you want a Samsung Smart TV, make sure you do your research. Get the more later models because they do they do give you more bang for your buck compared to this one. This one is, I think this is going to be phased out very soon, right? I don't think they manufacture this anymore. So again, if you want a cheaper smart TV, don't go for Samsung, right? If you have the money for it, Samsung is one of the best when it comes to the more expensive, the more latest models. It's just a fact, right? But if you're gonna go for budget smart TVs, you might as well go with Google TVs or Android smart TVs, because they are very affordable, and the functionality, the system, the options for apps, everything just overshadows what cheap Samsung smart TVs have. So that is the review for this specific model. Again, that is the video. That's pretty much it. That's a video. Hope you liked it. Like, comment, share, subscribe, ring that bell icon. We'll see you on the next video.